Okay. Welcome to this series of interviews with the upcoming presenters of OCTIA 2014, and today we're talking to Jacqui Atkinson. Welcome.
Thank you, Mieke. It's good to be here.
Yes, and you're going to give us a little workshop this year. Now, we haven't had workshops for a while. Can you tell people a little bit of why a workshop is different and what they can expect?
Well, a workshop, I was aware we hadn't had a workshop for a while, and I thought it was time to ring the changes, because both for people and for people really, just to be listening to lectures all the time. So a workshop is very intimate. In the room, people will be able to work as they are at the tables, and at home I shall be inviting people to also take part in the exercise.
That's good. That's nice. So everybody can participate. That's very nice.
Yeah.
And you're going to be talking about self-care.
Yes.
Yeah, all of us talk about it, but so why is it so important to you?
Well, as practitioners and people who are caring, even if they're not currently practitioners, we tend to work with other people, talk to other people, look after other people, do things for other people. And so often we may forget to take care of ourselves. There is this sort of feeling I sense that people think looking after yourself is being selfish. But I turn that on its head and say that actually if you look after yourself, it's the most generous thing you can do, because then you can look after others.
That's true, and so many of us work at home, so it's really important.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how have you developed that self-care package?
Well, I came across this very early on. I was trying to think whether it was before I did online work. I think it was. And initially, because it was a new concept to me, in my work in an FE college, I kept a little card beside me with a list of things that I could do when I was feeling in need of a bit of self-care. This has evolved over the years. And I combined it with mindfulness of sort of recognising where I'm at, what I actually need, and what is available at that moment. Sometimes it's a momentary thing, sometimes it's a thing to plan for the future. But it evolves, it needs reassessing because our worlds change.
Yes. And where and how have you introduced others to the idea of self-care being so important?
Initially, I introduced it to students because I used to teach students on counselling courses on all levels. So it became part of what I did on the courses and what I did with colleagues on the courses to give students a rounded experience that, yes, we look very much at how they are developing as a practitioner, but that it is absolutely vitally important for them to take care of themselves along the way too.
Great.
And yes, that's only one part of it, isn't it? I then brought it into my practice, both counselling staff and students in college and into my private practice with counsellors and with supervisees.
Great. And I've known a lot of counsellors who've written a book about what they've done, but you've made a DVD. So how did that come about?
That came about because I had a colleague who was very much into technology and making DVDs, and he asked me if I'd like to make a DVD. We made an initial one about online counselling, and then we did a further one. So it's about chatting to people. It's that networking thing, knowing people, chatting, using their expertise. And I must admit, sitting and doing that is much easier for me than sitting down and trying to write a book.
Oh, wonderful. I know we have a little bookstall in the room in Bristol, and will people be able to buy your DVD as well?
Absolutely. Yes, I will have some of each of them there in Bristol.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, thank you for this interview, and looking forward to seeing you in person in Bristol.
Well, thank you, Mieke, for the opportunity to do this and see you in Bristol.
Okay.
And see everybody else in Bristol, I hope, whether that be from the web streaming or in the room.